Hey guys and gals, here we are with part 2 of the Up-Scaled Santa Claus minifigure by Lego. This is set number 40820. Contains, let me look here, it's raw so I can forget, 761 pieces, retails for $54.99, and set was provided by the Lego Group for the review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, I remember in the last installment we did bags 1 and 2, which does the torso and the upper portion of the legs. And at the very end, this part here joins together. I'm not going to say this is collaborative, so I don't think we can claim it as that. I wish it was. And yeah, and so far I'm pleased. The score is still at a 9.5. We've had some pieces coming off while constructing the thing, but you know, we didn't have any leftover parts. I know I didn't forget anything. That's just how it is. So far I'm pretty pleased. And today is the 19th of September 2025. This one's filmed probably within 10 minutes of the last one. And I break them down just so they're easy to digest. So today it looks like we're doing the limbs of this. So it looks like we're doing the legs, and they're mirrored. So we're going to do both those in one sitting. And I believe we are also doing the arms next. And we've also found out there's one mystery bag in this set. Maybe it's a bag for Santa Claus. Come to think of it, doesn't even show him having a bag here. We don't know yet. So I think today we're going to focus on just the limbs, nothing more. I think we're good with that. Okay. Let's begin with bag 3. Let's build it. And yeah, I'm kind of curious to see here. This one has a lot of parts. Okay, now remember we're doing both legs in here. Now I could do one leg at a time, but I really don't want to be here all day building. You know, I got other things I got to get done, but it's just too hot to work outside. So we're going to be in here for a bit. So I kind of wish that this was more of a collaborative build at the very end. And like we mentioned in the last installment, Janet was mentioning about why don't people take turns. That would work. But the whole point about a build together is just that, you know, can we build this as a group of people? That's what I'm always looking for here. And yeah. And hell, let's get going here. Now we're going to build these both simultaneously. This is going to be the one from the book I'm building now. This one over here is going to be its reflection. And I'm sure they're probably going to be pretty close to the build. They're just mirrors. So we're going to start doing that now. And boy, you know what this reminds me of? The old classic Lego fire station sets with this color palette. If any of you remember those. Yeah, I do. Well, we're going to find it eventually. Let's start pulling out parts that we don't need here right now. Black parts are very rare for me, so if I grab them out of here, that's even better. So hopefully, you know. So we'll just sort as we go here. I do need this. There's a tile. There's that. Well, don't worry, we'll get there eventually. I'm trying to find a 1x6. Oh, there's one. So you can sort as you go, or you can sort beforehand. It's all up to you. It's your Lego set. You can build it any way you choose. It's just like my tutorials. Some people have asked, Jay, I don't have these parts. Can I build it this way? It's your build. Do whatever you want, you know. You know, sometimes people they don't have a part, they do a plan B and it looks better than my idea that I came up with originally. So it just depends, you know. Red, that's pretty cool of that. And it took me forever. I finally got that out, and it's like we got all the black parts out of there too. And then, there we go. Now we'll find those very easily. Yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with this. Like I mentioned in the last installment, this was a set that I was not really interested in. I was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. But now, building it now more and more, I mean, it looks interesting on the box. Now I'm building it, it's more interesting. It uses bright colors so far. I was not disappointed with that at all. It's just the retention rate on this is pretty good. So I'm just looking and seeing here, is it going to continue with that and keep my interest? Okay. And the tile goes on the top of that. Let's put that on there. I'm going to do steps 74 and 70 and part of 75 together. Or if you want, just do it backwards like that. Totally up to you. There's some YouTubers that say that their way is the right way to build a Lego set. It's what works for you. You're the builder. You're the one putting this together. If you don't like the way I do something, you can do it any way you want. That's just how it is. And now we're going to have to start mirroring things. So now we are going to start doing that. It's always fun to try to build things differently and see if we could still come out with the same outcome of a build. Well, that doesn't work. That's red. Let's start pulling these at her until I find the right one here. All right. Yeah, with all the chaos and stuff going on in the world right now, sometimes we need to just sit back and just let our minds unfog a little bit. Let's kind of regroup and just build something with plain old plastic bricks, Start putting these over here. Looking for a 1x2 flat tile. Well, there it is. I knew I'd find it eventually. And it's just like, if you're stressed out, this is the best hobby. You just have to try to find stuff. Finding Lego cheap is getting to be very scarce. A buddy of mine, he goes to his local, without saying their name, secondhand store. And he finds some used Lego real cheap, and he finds some hidden gems in there. So if you're looking for deals on Lego, start there. Okay, now I got too much. I don't need to go out and do that. And two, the next town over from me, it's impossible to find that because the scalpers go in there and they buy them out, and then I don't get to get the parts is what I want. I'm looking for vintage stuff. And I don't care if it's a complete set or not. I just try to find things that I can put together. But my friend, he's got a bunch of this old Lego. Just 60s, 70s, 80s stuff. I would just chomp. I'd trade all this stuff in for that in a heartbeat. That kind of thing. And yeah, so far yours should be mirrored like that. Not too bad at all here. And, yeah, well, I mean, we're getting there. Oh, wow, look, 45-degree 2x4 slopes. How often do we see those in a modern set? I can count on one hand on how many I've seen them in the last 10 years. Not a whole lot that I've ever got. Yeah, who wants to go outside and sweat when you can come in here and build? But with all the lights and the computers running, like I got 2 computers going, processing files. I don't get a lot of time throughout the weekday because I have to work and stuff. So I don't get that free time anymore. So what do? This is what I do here. Okay, so that's going to hang over. Sometimes the arrows don't make a whole lot of sense. But remember, we're building a mirror here. So I got to find the other one here. We got these. All right, well, we're going to have to sort until we find it here. I'm hoping that I'm not doing a boo-boo here. Let's get these white Technic bricks over here. Separate those. Haven't seen that 3x3 plate yet. Uh-oh, I hope I didn't make a mistake. Oh, no, there it is. I was going to say. Somebody would get mad and scream at their camera. Oh, yeah. These are not to be construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. This is just a hobby of mine. I do this for fun. Watch the video all the way through before critiquing on how I do things. I do things differently than most YouTubers. Just be thankful I'm the only guy who does these, because who else is going to sit here and talk for an hour and a half? Yeah, so that kind of thing. Just be happy that I am producing. He says, I don't have to do this. It's not required. Lego doesn't say you're going to have to do a complete build installment series. I do them because I want to do them. Oh, whoa, we don't put those in there. That is not what we're supposed to do. Okay, see, I'm jumping ahead here. Yeah, but anyways, though, I'm looking for some really fun builds, and I think this one here will fit the bill. It will fit the bill. Really nice. Okay, and after that, we flip them over, and we fill in the back side of them. And why are we skinning? Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I bet that's the crack between the legs there. I don't want the legs butted up because in a regular Lego minifigure, they have that little void in between both left and right leg. And I'm trying not to make that sound nasty or anything, so I'm trying to word it in such a way, you know, that I don't offend anybody. And once I get these on here, this one stays with this leg here. It goes like that, Jay. And then this one goes like this. And you know what? I will be right back. Okay, where are we at now here? We just got the legs done. That looks like we're building the upper legs. And this one's got some more red pieces. At least we're building with medium to large parts. We don't need that yet. We got basic red 2x4 bricks. I remember those when I was a little boy. And then they started getting more of the complicated parts. Yeah, don't bother me. Hey, a brick's a brick. I don't care if it's blue, pink, red, as long as it's keeping me occupied. So if you're building this solo, it's still a fun build. Alright, let's keep grouping things here. Okay, and that takes care of that. And then we got to go back up another row. Cool, right? Wrong. I don't know, just goofing off here. I got a bunch of these things. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what bag 7 is. I may be inclined, if I have enough memory card space, I might just get this one fully reviewed today and out of here. And something else that I got other things I got to get going and work on Lego, but you know. But it's keeping my interest so far. I'm not bored with this one. That's good. What's the age range on this set? Because there's a lot of medium pieces in here. 10 plus, that's about right for this. I'm sure even a 7-year-old could put this together if they're well disciplined enough to put together Santa Claus. I mean, who's ready for Santa Claus this year? I am. I'm ready for Santa Claus to bring me gifts. I've been good. Which reminds me, I gotta start preparing for everybody's bonuses for work. And that takes about a month to set up. Alright, oh, that doesn't look too fun. It's a sub-step there. Okay, we'll set those off to the side. Now, always, if you're doing like I'm doing, keep them in that order. Now, these could be mirrored. Okay, so that's what I'm doing there. And if somebody ever asked, why can't I just build these one at a time? You know, I'd be here for a long time. I don't want to drag these out any more than I have to. That would not be fun for me. I like building this stuff and chatting with you guys and gals, but yeah, I got other life engagements I have to do first. Yeah, we're getting there. It's starting to look like Santa Claus, or something at least. You know, I'm ready to get going on this one here. Okay, that's what I was looking for, and I need that piece there. Must be the upper parts attached to the upper leg part, the ball joints. Okay. So far so good. They all look the same, and I'm building them mirrors too, so alright, let's grab these because I need these next. And yeah, this is probably one of those few sets that I will put on display, so this one I'm holding on to. Now, for those who've been wondering about the big giant tree, I'm getting to that one. I have one more set after this one, and then we're going to do the tree, and it's going to be a complete build installment series. I'm going to see if I can find a way to, you know, do 2 camera angles. I don't know yet. And you build 2 of them. They're exactly the same. And it looks like these hang inside like this. Oh, and this snaps at the bottom too. So if it doesn't fit, you're going to have to rotate it and rock that baby in there. Or just make sure it's right up against the side here and just push it down. In fact, these got more weight than the torso does. Not too bad at all, not too bad at all. And then now we're going to proceed back on to here. This goes like that. And it sits like this. Now we're getting pretty nasty with the snot bricks, aren't we? We're getting there. I mean, it's looking like something, isn't it? It's starting to get to that point. What are we doing now? We're going to have to fill this in with more stuff. I cannot wait to see this thing work and stuff when it's done. All right. So you notice towards the end where parts are sorted. And then now we have to put these on the top. We got plenty of these. There. I think I have a small tutorial on my main channel on how to make a Santa, Mrs. Claus, and an elf minifigure. So you can build your own setup if you choose. Just basically, it's just a video that kind of lists the parts down that you need. Oh, I had a question asked. Jay, I don't need to sound silly or stupid, but where's your parts list located? They were asking about a build. I always forget something, you know. So I got to go back through eventually on my main channel and map out where you can get the building guide. So I had to put it on the profile. I thought, well, check my profile. I went on my profile. It wasn't even there. I thought, whoopsie, I forgot something. But now I at least caught myself. So then it's like, well, I'm going to have to deal with it. So I just said, well, just check out my profile. I put it back up there, or I put it up there, and I said I'll have to remap all the videos out eventually. I would do it today, but I have a bunch of other things that I got to get done, and doing that doesn't sound fun. I will eventually do that, where you'll just see the description, or in the comments it'll be a pinned comment on where to get the parts list. Like here, this is where it's at. Or not the parts list, but the building guide. Some people want to buy the building guide. Well, we're done with that, and there's no parts remaining. So obviously I didn't smurf up on that one. Now, this guy here is the one we just built. It goes right in there. So you can see it goes in those 2 holes. Should lock in place. And just give that booger a good quick push. And that should work just fine. Let's put the other one in there. There we go. Oh, they do move independently. Now, does it feel sturdy? Actually, it does. Now, if they made this part here separate, I'd have been happy with it. And then you plug these two in. This could have been a collaborative build, Lego. I think you just kind of rushed for this one, but this one's not too bad as it is. I say that this is really fun so far. And that's what we have remaining there for bag 3 with nothing remaining. Not too bad, and this is still pretty fun. Okay, bag 4. And while I'm unbagging this, I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors. Why? Because I can get onto the really big cool projects and we can start doing the walkthroughs and stuff. I want to thank all my Rebrickable, or my Patreon supporters and Rebrickable customers. It's always a big help. I got more guides, I promise. I've just got to get through all these chore sets first. And in addition, everybody who takes the time to subscribe, leave a comment, all that stuff, that's also important too. So everything helps, folks. Everything. And yeah, now we're going to be putting limbs together. And these are going to be mirrors just like the other ones. So I think what I'm going to do first, let's start doing that. We'll put this over there. We don't need that right now. And I'm looking for 2x3 plates. So what am I going to do? Let's start grouping parts together until we find... I'm going to build mirrors, so well, I found both of them. Now we can proceed on. Now I'm looking for 1x4s. Take this. And just like I did the last one, I'm going to do that right there. Just face them away from one another, because this is the one I'm building from the book. Let's enjoy it while it lasts, because I have a feeling it's going to get tougher when we do the head and the stocking cap. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff running in the background. I've been thinking about that secondary video. I don't know how I'm going to pull it off yet, but what I could do... I mean, I'm already doing the close-up shots as it is, because some people want a straight-down view and all that stuff. I wish I could. I wish we could just... I wish there was a way I could do 360 filming. This camera doesn't do 360, it just does 4K. And yeah. Now we got some hint of green in there. Cool, we got a hinge plate. Got to find a couple of those, so let's start pulling out all the white parts. It's a white hinge piece. These are nice. These are cool to have. And you can see now how I'm just grouping things over here. You really can't see it. It's off frame, but that right there, I'm grouping those. It just, you know, like, okay, I found a hinge plate. I keep my hinges open so I know which way it's facing. And yeah, it makes the build a little easier. And two, you notice I sort as I go. I mentioned this in a few other builds. If you're not a fan of sorting, I don't blame you. It's not fun, but do it anyways. You will not regret it. So I found my hinges now. Okay. Alrighty, so after that, we surround it with some bricks. Now I haven't sorted all the red bricks out yet, so we'll start pulling these out here. And And as you build, though, you're going to notice your pile of bricks are going to get smaller and smaller. I need some 1x2s, so I'll just grab another one from the pile here. It's not like that Mecha Team Leader set. That was a nightmare. At least this one here is a little bit more entertaining in terms of... It's a Christmas set. I mean, who doesn't like Christmas? So it's what it is. It's just a nice little Christmas set here. Let me get myself a little more comfortable. Okay. I'm thinking of just filming this whole thing today. Right now I'm waiting for the computer to get done. I got a bunch of videos processing. My free time is tied up right now. I have a couple reports I got to file. Lego keeps changing the embargo dates on these, so I don't know when things are released. I just get them filmed. Right now you're going to see a couple of older build reruns. It's not that I want to do that. It's just I have to do it because I don't have nothing to fill in those spots. Or I could just not do anything, and that wouldn't be fun. Okay, now where are we at now? We just finished up this. Okay, now I need some slopes. They're red slopes. Oh, the other night I was watching Die Hard. With Bruce Willis. It's kind of sad what's happening to Bruce Willis now, but I still can never get enough of his movies that he's always done with the Die Hard. Imagine if that was real life, man. He really has got unlucky. And now it's sad what's going on with that gentleman. Because I grew up watching those movies, and he was in I think that's the only movie I can remember him being in. I'm trying to think of anything else that he was in. I think he was in The Fifth Element too, I believe. I've never really sat down and watched that one. But it's, you know, things are changing and not for the best. I can always use these little brackets here. Trying to find another corner tile. There it is. It's taken me a while, and I'm looking for okay, I see the 1x3s over here. See, by the time you start sorting as you're building, by the time you get halfway through, you got most of the stuff sorted. Now I'm looking for alright, well, we already got these pulled out here. Let's put them in. Okay, get that out of the way. The arms. I kind of want to see how they do the arms on this. So far they look pretty good. And then that's it. We're moving on to a sub-step right now. Okay, so just like with this, I'm going to keep these lined up here, and then I'm going to do left and right. Okay. They might be like, we might get lucky and they're just both they're just both clones, but we don't know. Alrighty. And yeah, you notice the parts are going down a little bit. That means we are getting close to the end here. So far these are clones of one another. It's just hot and humid today. Gotta hide. That and COVID. Not a very fun combination. At least I can sit back and chat with you guys today. Okay, then we got to put a downwards bracket on here. There we go. And then after that, we put some slopes on the top. Well, we're out of these, I think, so I don't think we have to worry about those. We also got to do the hands too. We haven't gotten that far yet. These could be it or the lower arms. I think these are the upper arms. These are lower arms. We will find out. I will have the video index for your convenience. So if you're saying, Jay, I'm kind of, you know, what part does what? You know, that's why I watch these again. When I'm done editing, I watch them on YouTube, just as you would watch them. And then I just kind of index the video as I go. It takes some time, but it's a lot better to just index them. And how many of these do we need to make? We got to make 2 of them. Whoops, I was only making just 1 set. Got to do it again. I wasn't paying attention. Wasn't paying attention to the 2x in the corner. Well, it don't matter now. It's not like I purposely ruined that. We didn't glue it together or anything, so we're fine. And no, you don't have to glue your Lego parts together. Some parents do, so the kids don't lose the stuff. I'm not gluing things. There was a friend of mine was telling me a story where the parents just glue the Legos so the kid doesn't leave the parts all over the floor. Talking about fixing their imagination where they can't just say, oh, I don't like this, I want to build something new out of it. Alright, and it looks like these now have to get acquainted with each other right here. Okay, so they use that corner tile. I've seen them do that a few times. Like this. Okay. And then after that, we got to add the skin to it. We got to skin it up. But I have some 1x2s here. Where did those come from? Oh, I see. I wasn't quite done yet. Whoopsie, my bad. Somebody will get mad and cuss me out over that. Alright, and then, yeah, we got to add these here. There we go. I mean, I'm not a fan of this, but Lego had no choice. They had to do it with the existing palette, or they'd have to bring out more parts. And having a custom piece for one type of build is kind of costly. I understand that. Yeah, these don't move too much. They're permanently locked in, just like the regular ones. And yeah, that's it for that part. And now we got to put these on here. This one goes here, like there. This one does move, not too bad. And yeah, well, we got a bunch of parts, but we're missing something down there. What do you think that is? Okay, looks like now we're building the hands. Same thing with the hands here. Let's get past the book. We got to build 2 hands, so those are just clones. So now we will just build it as is. Okay. Bring this over here, and it's white, so it's boring right now, but we'll have to do it. Yeah, I mean, this is not a bad set for the family. It just needs to be a family build. You know, some have told me they don't like the group builds, they'd rather build solo. You could take a family build and convert it to solo. Some don't like sharing their build experience. I wish I could. My bunch doesn't really quite understand all this with an adult doing Lego stuff, and hey, it's more for me. Don't bother me one bit. Oh, Lego, what happened? You don't have something round to fit in there? Boy, that's not cool. Alright. Oh, I put that on backwards. My bad. Somebody's probably cussing at their monitor for that. Hey, I gotta have fun with the... Some people get kind of... I mean, if you're blunt, that's fine. I understand. I don't censor that stuff. And then these go here. When I do my own tutorials, I try to figure out how I can break things down too for that. Alright. And I believe that's what we have remaining for pack 4. Yeah. Not too bad at all. And then now we're going to put these on here. And it looks like this part here is at the top, so we'll screw that right in there. And of course, if you make a mistake, you can just rotate it around, so it's not that bad. I mean, it's perfect. This is nice, and of course you could use this as a blueprint to build another type of minifigure, although these do feel a bit loose. But let me zoom this out here so you can see what I'm doing here. Oops, that's the focus control. Well, I have it on auto, so I'm not too worried about it. So of course he can sit down and he can wave high, that kind of thing. I mean, it feels like a regular minifigure. These feel kind of flimsy, so you gotta be careful, but the legs feel solid. And of course it can stand up. It's got a lot of weight at the bottom. Yeah, or you can have them do some undesirable poses, but we won't get into that. But I mean, it's not bad for what it is. It's a really good build. And yeah, my channel's not meant for children. And the hands rotate. I mean, but we got something missing here. What are we missing? We're missing that. Well, we'll have to stay tuned for that one. But tell me what you think so far. I mean, it's keeping my interest.